Well, good morning, and I'm going to show you how to get started for week 3, and it will involve some research because we're going to look into the footnotes. But I'll show you the process first for the 97% section, and then I'll show you the process for another section shortly afterwards. What we're going to look at, it's called the Woozle effect, of all things. And the Woozle effect, also known as evidence by citation, occurs when frequent citation of previous publications that lack evidence misleads individuals. And probably of the 73 or so footnotes in the Heritage Foundation publication, 90+% are Woozle effect citations, that is, citing by faulty citation, and so misleading the public. And here's a new word, agnotology. We are becoming agnotologists because it's the study of culturally induced ignorance or doubt. This is a new field, and the Heritage Foundation is really one of the finest organizations when it comes to culturally induced ignorance. They can't be beaten. So how do we look into this? How do we look at the lies? First thing, if I can get the right window opened here, would be to look at the section. Pardon me, I'm trying to get it opened. And the 97% section, what I did is I took the percentage, the authors, Toll, Legates, Cook, and skeptical science. There's a cottage industry here of real scientists whose job is to basically counteract what the denialists are doing. And so every time a group like the Heritage makes a false claim, skeptical science will be there to, let's say, red team, blue team, provide the counter argument. So after you search these terms, you can see you're going to get skeptical science, many rebuttals of the claim. And it's not just Heritage. All of the denialists are going to use this claim that the 97% is false, and it's going to become kind of the backbone of their literature. And then if you go a little bit further down, you can get some of the denialist people like What's Up With That, Mr. Watts page, and he's going to use that to say the 97% is disproven. He gets a lot of money from the fossil fuel industries. And sometimes you can also get another kind of libertarian group that's going to use that to get their pro-industry message across. And even the National Review, which is kind of a right-wing, very sophisticated, but often kind of blindly pro-industry publication. So it's going to work. That myth that the 97% is nonsense is going to wander through the internet. And what you do after that is, I'm looking at the first link, if I can get it here. I'm having a little bit of trouble seeing what I'm doing. Here we go. Yeah, you look into the publication, the first hit, and you'll see a couple of interesting things. There's going to be a self-rating, that is, all of the authors of the 4,000 that were rated were asked to rate themselves, never mind what Cook did, as to whether they thought global warming was caused by man. And, well, you'll read and find out that it's a very robust and honest result. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take, for instance, the 97%. Let me go back to the process. What we're looking for is the Woozle effect. Google keywords from the debate, 97%, that's enough. 2 or 3 of the authors, Toll, Legates, Cook, and skeptical science. And you will find the rebuttal. And read through a couple of these and you'll get the logic. So that's the process. And your goal for this is to do two things. Understand and articulate how important it was for the fossil fuel industry to undermine that 97% consensus. That's the first thing, and this will be in your essay. And then the second thing is to do that research, keywords from the debate, and the authors, 2 or 3 of them mentioned in Skeptical Science, and then figure out just how they lied and why the lie in the Heritage Report is entirely groundless. So that's going to be your process. I'll make another one of these for one of the next sections, and it'll be the same process. And I'm sure by then you'll figure out how to do your own research, go down that rabbit hole, and see what the Woozle effect looks like. I hope this helps you get started on this coming week's research activity.